Have you ever wondered if the very foods you believe are nourishing you might actually be holding you back, subtly draining your energy or contributing to those aches and pains that just won't seem to go away? It's a surprising thought, isn't it? Especially when we're talking about something as universally praised as seafood. We've all been told how good fish is for us, packed with those wonderful omega-3s, lean protein, and essential vitamins. But what if I told you that some of the most common seafood choices, the ones you might regularly pick up at the supermarket or order at your favorite restaurant, could actually be doing more harm than good for your health? Especially as you navigate your golden years, it's a painful reality that sometimes our best intentions are undermined by a lack of crucial information, leaving us feeling less vibrant than we know we could be. The truth is, not all seafood is created equal. The waters they come from, how they're farmed, and even their natural biology can make a huge difference to their nutritional profile and safety. And for those of us enjoying life over 60, our bodies are a little different. They respond to nutrients and toxins in unique ways. This means being more mindful than ever about what we put on our plates. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on this often misunderstood topic. We'll uncover 4 specific seafoods that, despite their popularity, you should seriously consider avoiding. And then, perhaps even more importantly, we'll reveal 4 incredibly beneficial seafood choices that you absolutely must embrace to boost your energy, support your brain, strengthen your heart, and truly thrive. It's about empowering you with the knowledge to make better choices effortlessly. So, get ready, because you'll want to watch all the way to the end for something that will truly surprise you about how simple these powerful dietary shifts can be. Now, let's dive right into the first seafood that might be doing more harm than good for your precious health, especially as you get older. We're talking about a group of fish often found on dinner plates and restaurant menus: high-mercury predatory fish. Think swordfish, king mackerel, tilefish from the Gulf of Mexico, and even shark. While these might sound exotic or even indulgent, the reality is that their position at the top of the ocean food chain means they accumulate significant amounts of mercury. Mercury, a heavy metal, gets into the ocean through industrial pollution. And as smaller fish eat tiny organisms, and then larger fish eat those smaller fish, the mercury concentrates, or bioaccumulates, up the food chain. When you eat these larger, longer-lived fish, that mercury then finds its way into your body. For seniors, this is a particular concern because our bodies can become more sensitive to heavy metals. And the cumulative effects of mercury exposure can be quite serious. It can impact your nervous system, leading to issues like memory problems, tremors, and even difficulties with coordination. It can affect your kidneys and might even contribute to heart issues over time. Imagine trying to stay sharp and active, only to find yourself inexplicably forgetful or a little less steady on your feet, without realizing that your seemingly healthy swordfish dinner could be a contributing factor. It's a silent intruder that can slowly erode your vitality. So, as tempting as that swordfish steak might look, it's truly one to pass on. Moving on to our second seafood to approach with extreme caution, and this one might be even more surprising to many of you: conventionally farmed salmon. Now, I know what you're thinking. Salmon is supposed to be incredibly healthy, right? And it is, when it's the right kind of salmon. But the vast majority of salmon available in supermarkets, especially the Atlantic salmon, is farmed. And while farming practices vary, many conventional salmon farms are problematic. These fish are often raised in crowded pens, sometimes in conditions that can be less than ideal, to combat diseases that spread easily in such environments. Antibiotics are often used, which contributes to antibiotic resistance, a major public health concern. Furthermore, their diet is often not what you'd expect for a fish. Instead of their natural diet of smaller fish and crustaceans that gives them their vibrant pink color, farmed salmon are often fed a processed, grain-based diet, sometimes supplemented with artificial dyes to achieve that familiar pink hue. This diet also means their omega-3 to omega-6 fatty acid ratio can be skewed, leaning more towards inflammatory omega-6s, which is the opposite of what we're looking for when we choose salmon for its anti-inflammatory benefits. So, you might be buying what you think is a health food, only to find you're getting a dose of potential inflammatory compounds. antibiotics, and even environmental toxins that can accumulate in their fatty tissue from their feed and surrounding waters. Think of it this way: you're trying to fuel your body with the best. But if that fuel comes from a compromised source, it can't perform at its peak. Choosing farmed salmon without understanding its origin is a common mistake that can subtly undermine your efforts to stay healthy and vibrant. It's a classic case of assuming all fish is good fish, when in reality, the source makes all the difference in the world. Now that we've discussed how high-mercury fish and conventionally farmed salmon can subtly detract from your well-being, let's shine a light on two more common seafood choices that might not be serving your health goals as well as you think. The third seafood we need to be wary of, particularly for seniors, is imported farmed shrimp, especially from certain regions in Southeast Asia. Shrimp is incredibly popular, a staple in many dishes, and often seen as a healthy, low-calorie protein. However, a significant portion of the shrimp we consume in countries like the United States and the United Kingdom is imported, and the farming practices in some of these overseas operations are deeply concerning. These shrimp are often raised in incredibly crowded, unsanitary ponds, which makes them highly susceptible to disease. To prevent widespread die-offs, massive amounts of antibiotics are frequently used, contributing to the global crisis of antibiotic resistance. Beyond that, the wastewater from these farms can pollute surrounding environments, and the feed used can be of questionable quality. Some studies have even found traces of banned chemicals and various contaminants in imported farmed shrimp. Imagine you're enjoying a delicious shrimp scampi, thinking you're making a lean, healthy choice, but unknowingly, you could be exposing your body to residues that work against your efforts to maintain a strong immune system and a healthy gut. For a body that's already working hard to keep everything in balance, these hidden factors can add an unnecessary burden, potentially contributing to inflammation or digestive upset over time. It's not about avoiding shrimp entirely, but about being incredibly discerning about its origin, as the vast majority of what's available comes from sources that may compromise your health. And that leads us to our fourth and final seafood to avoid: tilapia and swai, also known as basa, or pangasius. These white, mild-flavored fish are incredibly popular because they're inexpensive and easy to prepare, often replacing traditional white fish like cod or haddock in dishes. However, like the farmed salmon and shrimp we just discussed, most tilapia and swai available in Western markets are farmed, primarily in countries with less stringent environmental and health regulations. Tilapia, while not inherently unhealthy, is often farmed in conditions that are far from ideal, sometimes in overcrowded ponds that can be polluted. The primary concern with tilapia, however, is its dietary profile. Unlike other fish celebrated for their omega-3 content, farmed tilapia is often fed a diet high in corn and soy, which leads to a less favorable omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. While it still contains omega-3s, the balance can lean more towards omega-6 fatty acids, which, in excess, can promote inflammation in the body. For seniors, managing inflammation is key to preventing and managing chronic conditions like arthritis, heart disease, and cognitive decline. So, choosing tilapia over other fish might inadvertently contribute to the very inflammatory processes you're trying to avoid. Swai, on the other hand, often comes from extremely crowded and unsanitary aquaculture operations in Vietnam. These fish are hardy, meaning they can survive in poor conditions, but their environment can lead to higher levels of antibiotics and even chemical residues in the fish themselves. You might be choosing these fish for their affordability and convenience, but you could be sacrificing peace of mind and, more importantly, your long-term health. It's a clear example of how cost-effectiveness can sometimes come at a hidden price to your well-being. These choices, while seemingly small, can add up over time to impact your overall vitality and how well you feel each day. But it's not all doom and gloom. Now that we've shed light on the seafoods you might want to steer clear of, let's talk about the exciting part, the incredibly beneficial seafood options that you absolutely must embrace to elevate your health and well-being. There are so many wonderful, healthful choices out there, and choosing the right ones can truly transform how you feel, boosting your energy, supporting your brain, and strengthening your heart. Let's talk about the first two seafoods you absolutely must embrace. First up, A true powerhouse wild-caught Alaskan salmon. Yes, we just talked about avoiding farmed salmon. But wild-caught salmon, especially from Alaska, is a completely different story. Unlike its farmed counterpart, wild Alaskan salmon thrives in pristine, cold waters, feeding on a natural diet of smaller fish and krill. This natural lifestyle means they're incredibly rich in those anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, the very ones that are so crucial for brain health, heart health, and reducing inflammation throughout your body. Imagine nourishing your brain with the fuel it needs to stay sharp, improving your memory, and keeping your focus keen, all while supporting a strong, healthy heart and soothing those nagging aches and pains. Wild Alaskan salmon also provides a fantastic source of high-quality protein, essential for maintaining muscle mass as we age, and it's packed with vitamin D, which is vital for bone health and immune function, especially since many of us don't get enough sunlight. When you choose wild Alaskan salmon, whether it's sockeye, coho, or king, you're choosing a clean, nutrient-dense food that actively supports your body's systems, helping you feel more energetic and vibrant. It's a simple swap that can yield immense benefits, providing the kind of pure, unadulterated goodness that your body truly craves. Just look for labels that specifically say wild Alaskan salmon to ensure you're getting the real deal. Next on our list of must-choose seafoods are two small, mighty, and often overlooked treasures: sardines and anchovies. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking: sardines, anchovies. But hear me out. These little fish are nutritional giants, and they offer an incredible bang for your buck, both nutritionally and financially. Because they are small and have a short lifespan, they are much lower in mercury compared to larger, longer-lived fish. But don't let their size fool you. Sardines and anchovies are absolute powerhouses of omega-3 fatty acids, often even more concentrated than in larger fish, making them fantastic for brain health, reducing inflammation, and supporting your cardiovascular system. Beyond omega-3s, sardines are one of the few foods that are naturally high in vitamin D, just like wild salmon, which is essential for bone density and a robust immune system. They're also an excellent source of calcium, thanks to their edible bones, which become soft during the canning process, making them an easy way to get a calcium boost without needing dairy. Think about it: strengthening your bones, protecting your heart, and keeping your mind sharp with just a few bites. They are also rich in vitamin B12, crucial for nerve function and energy production. And the best part, they are incredibly versatile. You can mash sardines with a little avocado for a quick, healthy spread. Toss anchovies into a pasta sauce for a rich, savory depth, or even enjoy them straight from the can with a squeeze of lemon. These small but mighty fish are just the beginning of how delicious and beneficial your seafood choices can be. Moving on to our next incredibly beneficial seafood, one that's often overlooked but packs a powerful punch for your health: cod and haddock. These are fantastic choices for anyone looking for lean protein without the heavy metal concerns of larger fish. Unlike some of the fattier fish, cod and haddock are lower in omega-3s, but they make up for it in other ways. They are excellent sources of lean protein, which is absolutely vital for maintaining muscle mass as you age. As we get older, our bodies tend to lose muscle naturally, a process called sarcopenia, and consuming enough high-quality protein is one of the best ways to combat this. Imagine feeling stronger, more stable, and more capable in your daily activities. That's the power of adequate protein. These fish are also rich in B vitamins, particularly B12 and niacin, which are crucial for energy metabolism and nervous system health. Think about how important consistent energy levels are for enjoying your life to the fullest. These vitamins help your body convert food into usable energy, reducing feelings of fatigue. They also provide essential minerals like phosphorus, important for healthy bones and teeth, and selenium, a powerful antioxidant that helps protect your cells from damage. Cod and haddock have a mild flavor and flaky texture, making them incredibly versatile and easy to incorporate into almost any meal, whether baked, pan-seared, or added to a fish stew. They provide a clean, nutritious foundation for your meals. Without the worries associated with some other seafoods, they're a wonderful alternative for those days you want a lighter, less oily fish, still providing significant nutritional benefits. Finally, let's talk about a group of seafoods that is not only incredibly nutritious, but also often sustainable and affordable: oysters and mussels. These shellfish might not be on everyone's regular shopping list, but they absolutely should be, especially for seniors. Oysters are renowned for being one of the best dietary sources of zinc, a mineral absolutely critical for a healthy immune system, wound healing, and even your sense of taste and smell, which can sometimes diminish with age. Imagine being better protected against colds and flu, or truly savoring every bite of your favorite meal. That's the power of adequate zinc. Mussels, on the other hand, are packed with iron, which is essential for preventing anemia and ensuring that your red blood cells can carry oxygen efficiently throughout your body. Feeling tired and sluggish can often be a symptom of low iron. So, incorporating mussels can give you a significant energy boost. Both oysters and mussels are fantastic sources of vitamin B12 supporting nerve function and red blood cell formation, and they offer a good dose of selenium and other trace minerals. They are also generally considered very sustainable choices, often farmed in ways that benefit the local marine environment. And here's a tip: don't be intimidated by preparing them. Mussels steam quickly in a little white wine or broth, and oysters can be enjoyed raw if sourced safely, or baked with a simple topping. They're a delicious, nutrient-dense addition to your diet that can provide a wealth of benefits for your immune system, energy levels, and overall vitality, making them a true hidden gem in the world of healthy seafood. So, there you have it. A clearer path to making the best seafood choices for your health and well-being in your golden years. We've explored the 4 seafoods you might want to reconsider: those high-mercury predatory fish, conventionally farmed salmon, imported farmed shrimp, and farmed tilapia and swai, understanding how they can subtly undermine your health efforts, and, perhaps even more importantly, we've unveiled 4 incredibly beneficial alternatives that you absolutely must embrace: wild-caught Alaskan salmon, those tiny but mighty sardines and anchovies, the lean and versatile cod and haddock, and the often overlooked nutrient powerhouses, oysters and mussels. It's not about giving up seafood entirely. It's about making informed, empowering choices that truly serve your body. Remember, small, informed changes to your diet can have truly profound impacts on how you feel every single day. You deserve to feel vibrant, energetic, and full of life, and choosing the right foods is a powerful, proactive step towards that goal. It's about nourishing your body with what it truly needs to thrive, supporting your brain, strengthening your heart, and keeping your bones and muscles strong. These aren't just dietary recommendations. They're steps towards a more fulfilling and energetic life. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried incorporating more of these beneficial seafoods into your diet? What changes have you noticed in your energy levels, your memory, or your overall well-being? Or perhaps you have a favorite recipe for salmon or sardines you'd like to share. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful to others in our community. If you found this video helpful, if it gave you some new insights or inspired you to make a few healthier choices, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're dedicated to bringing you more practical, easy-to-understand advice, tips, and inspiration to help you navigate your journey through your golden years with vitality, joy, and confidence, because your golden years should truly be your most vibrant and healthy. Live your best life every single day.